Good morning, lads.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another van life vlog in Japan. Can't believe we're saying that.
Our van in Japan.
So today we're leaving the campsite and we have something sort of different planned. So we're going to make our way to Beppu City, and that's obviously why we came to Beppu, because when we looked this place up online, we already mentioned it in our last video. It just looks incredible, amazing, honestly. So it's the Onsen Capital of Japan, and our plan today is to visit a couple of different onsens. So we're going to make our way back down the mountain to the sea.
So if you're wondering what an onsen is, it's basically like a volcanic thermal hot spa pool kind of thing. So in Kyushu, where we are in the southern part of Japan, it's just surrounded by volcanoes. So you have all these kind of like little pockets of these hot thermal baths, and what they've done is they've made like onsens out of them. So like you can go to natural ones that are just wild within nature, or you can go and pay to ones that are like have turned this into like a business, I guess you'd say. So there's a few really good ones in Beppu City. So as Samantha said, we're going to go and explore them. It's going to be one of those spoil yourselves kind of situations with the onsen, because also as well, they're meant to be really good for you. The water's full of minerals and things like that. So we're excited to see exactly what an onsen experience in Japan is like.
Oh yes.
Kyushu, it's the south of Japan basically, but it's known for this type of nature. Also high up in the north of Japan, Hokkaido is another place that's meant to be really nice, especially in winter for skiing. So we're obviously in the south and it's summer, so it's hot, but then also we get a lot of rain. But the scenery and the drive itself is just absolutely spectacular. Yes. Again, I said this a couple of videos ago, when we were coming to Japan, this wasn't what we were thinking of.
You don't? No.
Obviously, it has beautiful nature, but like it was never on our mind when we were thinking about Japan at all. But now that we're here, it's just like,
wow.
Yeah, it is. It is wow.
Yeah, and this part of Japan as well, Kyushu that we're on, gets snow in the winter time. Yeah. So we can only imagine what the mountains here would be like when it's covered in snow.
Sorry, I have to
turn right.
Yeah, at the reverse down the road there. This way.
We missed a turn. That's another funny thing as well about the sat-nav. Sometimes it doesn't show the roads because there's so many little roads over here in Japan. They're tiny and narrow, and it doesn't show them all on the map. So it looks like you're taking this road and then it's actually the other road. So yeah, it can be a little bit confusing, but I think you're doing really well.
Thank you very much.
Head south.
Oh god, yeah, you're probably wondering as well, maybe if you didn't see our last video. So this is a left-hand drive, and we drive on the left-hand side over here in Japan. So it's very, I wouldn't say it's like too bad, but it's just a little bit awkward at times. You just have to be careful of your angles and stuff like that. So usually if you were driving on the left-hand side of the road, you'd be sitting on the right-hand side of the car. Where here, this is an old American one, I think, as well. I actually think it's quite old. I'm not too sure the exact date, but it's come from America, hence why it's on this side of the van. But it just takes a little bit of getting used to. It's an automatic as well, so you don't have to worry too much about manual transmission, changing gears and stuff like that. But yeah, that's why I'm on the left.
Right, so we've been telling you about the gorgeous mountain range, like it's absolutely beautiful, but we're after pulling into a viewing point here we just spotted there on the drive, and oh my god, look at that for a view. It's unbelievable. So we were camping down there. It's like a little town.
You might actually see it down there somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, it's lovely. There's loads of little houses. It's a little town, and then obviously we stayed in a campsite. And we were surrounded by all of the mountains, but now we're driving back up into the mountains, looking down over.
You can see the roads as well that we've been driving on, because like obviously you're just on them and you're just driving and that's it, but from here you can see how it all looks like. It kind of, see the way it winds up through the mountain and things like that. It's lovely. And then look at the mountains up there, how green they are, and then the clouds are always quite low. We've noticed since coming here is that we're so high up that the clouds just sit on top of the mountain, so it's unreal. You're
literally driving through the clouds as well. It looks sort of foggy, but it's actually the clouds. Yeah.
Ah, it's gorgeous.
Gorgeous, isn't it?
This is Japan. I can't believe it. Okay, ready to rock. How are you? Are you hot?
Oh my god, this bush is getting tied up. Oh my god.
Sweltering, lads.
I've never seen my hair look so wild from the humidity over here.
81. We checked on our phone, the humidity is 81. So it's actually not that it's too hot or the sun, like, do you know what I mean? It's just, you're just standing there and it's just sweat. You
just
don't even have
dripping
to do
down us. It's just constant, yeah. It's really, really hot. But anyway, we're on the road. We'll roll the windows down and you do actually get a nice breeze coming into the van then, so.
So our first stop of the day, we had a little drive down. It's like a little tiny village, and it's just so hard to get parking. So our Lawson's or Family Mart or 7-Eleven has been our kind of saviour, our go-to when it comes to parking. Hopefully when we come to a place that there's always one kind of close by, and usually there is, they're everywhere in Japan.
So before we actually make our way to Beppu City, this is close enough to where we stayed at the campsite, and it's something that I found online, and it's called a floral village, but it's basically like a fairy tale village, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. So we're going to just walk down and have a little look. It's supposed to be done out in like nursery rhyme themed and like movies and stuff like that, so it just looks really nice. I put on my little pink dress so hopefully we can get some nice photos as well.
You always know somewhere is like a popular spot when you see tourist coaches pull up. On the drive down here we seen about 6 or 7 just kind of going up and down, so obviously part of tours and stuff like that, so it must be popular. Cool,
this is really cute, isn't it? Yeah. It's actually like being in a little fairy tale. This was actually a TikTok find, so I found it on TikTok, and when I seen we were close to it, I was like, we have to just pop into it and just see what it's like. It is quite small, but it's worth to come in and just have a little walk around it.
Give you an idea of what this place is like. They're the toilets.
Look at the little cute archway. So this is the entrance into it.
Into the fairy tale land.
Into fairy tale land. And of course vending machines as soon as you come in. Not very fairy tale. Isn't it? Guinness!
Oh my god, a little taste of home right there.
That's because they're fridge magnets that you can buy. We'd love to bring home loads of presents if we had room in our case. There's so many cool little shops. Right,
it's starting to trickle with rain, so we're heading back to the van. That was nice to kind of walk around, wasn't it? Like,
it was lovely,
a couple of cool shops. There was a shop there as well that was selling like kind of Beatles memorabilia and merchandise and stuff like that, and also kind of old-fashioned cars and just kind of like a cool retro shop.
Really, really cool. They also had some like Harry Potter bits in it as well. The Rolling Stones we seen too.
Yeah, there was loads of bits.
Really,
there was
really
a shop
cool.
dedicated just to cats.
Just to cats, the whole shop, yeah. It was really, really cool. They also had some little vendors where you could get like some food as well if you wanted. So it was nice to walk around, yeah.
Nice to stop in on the way to our next spot. Woo. Give you an idea of how tight these roads are. We got 2 coaches.
Thank God that's
can't go by each other.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's tight. They're gonna clip each other.
So tight.
Your man's reversing back.
So tight. And these people would be used to these roads. Like these are coaches doing tours and stuff. The roads are so narrow, and that's on a bend as well. Wrong timing.
I'm just glad it's not us, as Samantha said. We're the shape of our vehicle is funny. We're quite narrow at the front, and then we have a big arse at the back that goes really wide.
Let him go by first.
Let him go by, not get stuck with him. Oh, it's tight there. Watch the wind mirror, Samantha.
Very lovely. Bye.
Oh, okay. Back on the road. Reversing. Am I alright there?
Parking car today.
That's a record. I'm occupying 4 places. Sorry, plenty of other spaces around, lads. For you smaller vehicles.
Right, so a bit of bad news. Our next stop of the day is cancelled because it's completely booked out. We're so sad. So we're here at one of the oldest and most popular onsens in Beppu City. It's called Takigawara. This is here behind me. And they do something really unusual here. So they do a volcanic sand bath, where you basically go in and get buried in the sand. So depending how warm you want it is how deep the workers will bury you inside.
Sounds lovely.
It sounds lovely. So obviously they don't bury your head, so it's like from the neck down then. Yeah, and I think you stay in it for like 10 minutes or whatever. We'd looked up loads online about it. We were really excited and we're good.
Oh, that's the great thing about having your own wheels, is if something like that happens where you turn up to a place and it's booked out or it's closed or whatever like that, it's not the end of the world. You haven't got a bus to it or a train to it or anything like that. You've got your own wheels, you parked up, didn't go our way, on to the next one.
My duty is to pay for the parking all the time, because this really should be the driver's side.
It's actually funny, I think we mentioned it maybe in the first video about driving here in Japan, is that like obviously we take a lot longer than, you know, most people would doing just general things like this, but nobody ever beeps or anything. Nobody ever, there's no road rage, it seems. It's actually amazing. On the road again.
Let's go.
Oh, I'm looking forward to this next part. This is where we get to experience a Japanese onsen.
I can't wait. I really can't.
Especially in Beppu, where it's like the capital. They're literally everywhere. Head west.
Everywhere, yeah. There's over 2,000 of them in this part of the island, yeah, in Beppu. And I think a lot of them come from underground natural. It's underground natural heated water.
From the volcanoes.
Yeah, from the volcanoes, yeah, where some of them are like man-made onsens throughout Japan.
Yeah. But this is all natural in this place. Now, one thing to consider, you have to be in the nip. It's Japanese tradition. No clothes.
So the way they actually work it is they separate the men's ones and the women's ones. If you go to a public one, now it'll be a lot cheaper to do that, or else you can book a private one, which we looked up online as well, and it's reasonable enough, the price that we're getting for it. So we're going to go up now to a private one and check it out, so we get it all to ourselves. We don't really know what way it works. Also, there's rules in some of the public ones. You can't have a tattoo. So I don't know if I'd be allowed into any of them. I'm not too sure exactly what way it works, but the rule is there's no tattoos, and there's a reason behind it. I think the Japanese people refer it to as like the gangsters. There's a word they use. I'm not too sure.
Okay. But, so if you have a tattoo, you're considered
a gangster.
A gangster or a danger or a threat. Now we have one tattoo between us. It's on Samantha's ankle.
Yes.
I am clean, tattoo free. Yeah.
I think I'd prefer a private one anyway for the first one to try. I think it'd be nice.
I wouldn't be too bothered.
But yeah, completely in the nip.
How are we going to film it? Because YouTube will whip it down the second there's nothing, especially this physique.
I don't think you'd want it, to be honest with you.
We might get subscribers.
No, I think maybe I'll wear my swimsuit in and we'll be able to show around it. I don't know, we'll figure it all out when we get up there to see what way it works.
Yeah, because it's private, you can basically do what you want. In the public ones, you have to be completely naked.
There's strict rules.
I'd say you'll get some funny looks if you go in with, like, you know, bathing suit or something like that. So
that's supposed to be the whole experience of it, is to go in naked. Now there was a thing I read up online supposedly years ago, I don't know if it's hundreds of years or whatever it is, but they used to actually have them mixed in Japan, where men and women would get into the same one. So I'm not really too sure the reason why behind why they have separated it now, but it's strictly men and women, and it's separate
in the public ones.
Yeah, in the public ones.
Either or, looking forward to it. Can't wait. Just what we need actually in this heat and driving around and stuff like that, isn't it? You need it. Good.
Yes.
And we did mention in the first video that there's no toilet or shower in this camper van. Now the toilet situation is easy. Like, we're just driving by a Lawson's here. They have toilets and you can go in without, you don't have to buy anything. Like, so where we're from, you know, if you went in to use any facility, you might have to buy something or whatever. But here you can just go into a Lawson's or a 7-Eleven or a Family Mart or whatever. And they even let you park. Like, if you wanted to do, I suppose, wild camping and you know, didn't want to pay for a campsite, you could literally just park in the car park, and they've no problem with that. So the toilet situation is very easily resolved. Shower is a little bit different. You can get public showers around the place, but with the onsen, you know, you're obviously going to get the shower experience as well. So
yeah, we're in the perfect place for not having a shower in our camper van.
Care to tell people what's going on?
Right, okay, so we had a bunch of, well, millions of flies, sorry, not just a bunch of flies, millions of them all stuck to the van. I don't know what's going on.
We couldn't get in or out.
We couldn't get in or out, honestly. And they were starting to get through, so I would have just freaked out. They're tiny little flies, but there was millions of them.
We were actually coming out of Family Mart and we seen them and we were like, what the hell? And then we got to our van and they're all over our van as well. I'll show you here. Oh my god.
Look at them things up there. Look at the size of that.
Oh my god. Oh, they're in the ear.
Oh no.
Look at them all down here. I hope the GoPro's picking them up. Look at them all up here and through the doors. Look. That is unreal, isn't it?
Oh, creepy. All itchy and...
So we have this this spray that we got. It's actually for when we were in the house in Kochi for like mosquitoes and things like that. It's just kind of like a repellent kind of thing. So I'm gonna go and spray the van and see if it stops them from coming in. But they're over everyone's cars. It's not just us. And on the Family Mart, obviously, you've seen there.
They're running into our precious...
There's people. There's people.
10 times.
Just gonna spray around the doors and hopefully that might deter them from coming near our van.
That's the last thing you want.
The thing about everyone else's cars is that they just drive for 20 minutes and just go into their house. We're sleeping in this.
No.
So we can't afford to get any of them in.
Get every window. Oh, stop, that is disgusting, honestly, that's wild. They're only tiny flies, but just because there's so many of them.
Ah, yeah, that's like a infestation.
Yeah.
Isn't it? To be fair, the spray is working.
They don't like it. Okay. Right, good job.
Let's go to the onsen.
Let's go bathe ourselves in the onsen.
Oh, this is nice down here, isn't it?
This
has
is
a little
nice.
garden area or something.
It's gorgeous. Right, so we're in and everything has been explained to us. So what we did was we had to book what onsen we wanted. So there was different ones and different prices as well. And there's like a picture on them and you can just choose the one that you want. Then you put your money into the machine and actually get your ticket out of it. It gives you a little token then. So we're in the room and this is it. It's really nice.
Isn't it? It's cool. We've obviously got like this is the hot tub, I'm calling it, even though it's probably not called that. And then once we put that coin in, then the water will come out. And they've also got these types of showers here, which is very Japanese that we've noticed. It's like sit down showers. So obviously you bathe yourself, or you shower yourself, sorry, before you get in and bathe in the onsen, and then obviously you might shower after it as well. What's that?
They give you some body wash, lovely, conditioner and shampoo, natural herbs.
Lovely.
Lovely. So then there's a shower each. So yeah, this is the private one then. And look at this. This is really nice. So it's sort of like you're looking out at like nature.
Don't open them windows. You don't see the flies.
Oh yeah. They are staying shut.
They're staying shut.
But it's lovely. Yeah. So the idea is now we're going to put the coin in, and this will naturally start to fill up with boiling hot water.
So yeah, just looked out this little area here, and there's kind of wooden panels on each side, which is basically for privacy, you know what I mean, because it is a window. We can see trees and stuff and some kind of foresty thing there, but it's obviously quite secluded and stuff like that. So as we explained earlier, you are to be completely naked in the onsens. That's just the Japanese style. Now because we have a private one, we can, you know, choose either or. Okay, so I'm going to put the coin in. Pop it in here. Okay. Oh, we have more. This is handy, isn't it? I think ordinarily we would love this experience, but because of we've been in the van, we're going to love this a little bit extra because it just has that, we feel like we're getting a good wash.
Oh my god, yes. After being sitting in the van all day, I'm dying for a good wash.
Yeah.
So this is going to be perfect.
Also, we've heard that the temperature of the water is going to be like scalding hot. So we have to be careful about how we get in. It's going to be a little bit hotter than I guess you'd say like a normal spa or something like that. But it's cool, isn't it? The way it comes out. Even the design and all, it's all that rock. It's like volcanic kind of design. It's lovely.
I love the design of that all around.
So for the purpose of YouTube and the vlog, we are actually going to wear clothes in it, because if we get in our nip, YouTube will whip it down. So we got to go for the PG version.
Okay, so we're all ready to get in. So I'm just going to get in a swimming suit, just for the first half, just to try it out, and then we probably will try it where we get in completely naked, just for the experience, which we won't film obviously. But just all in all, it was really reasonable price as well, because I heard some of these onsens, depending where you are in Japan, especially if you get a private one, can be expensive. But we paid 2,500 yen, which was really good, and we have it for an hour. And that's because it's a Saturday. So I think if it's a weekday, you get it for 90 minutes, you get it for even longer. It's just a little bit busier on a weekend. So anyway, yeah, let's get in. Okay, so first things first, before we get in, it's customary and probably just good hygiene to shower yourself first. Bit chilly. Oh, that is so nice. I needed that so bad. This is perfect before we get into the onsen. We put our hands in it and it does feel piping hot. So a nice ice cold shower first is the way to do it.
I always felt strange doing scenes like this now that my physique has gone to the wayside after the food and drink of the world. Now I'm built like a bag of milk.
I think that's the idea as well of the onsen, so because it's so hot, you can get in and out and I suppose hold yourself down, then cool yourself down with cold water. Oh, it's lovely. Okay, time to step in. I'm a little bit nervous. Oh my god, it's hot. Oh, it's so hot.
Is it?
Oh my god. Oh, it's so hot. When you feel this, it's so hot.
Is it?
It's like kettles boiling more. Like honestly. Oh my god. It's really, really hot. It's lovely, but it's really hot.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know how long I'll last.
We haven't for an hour.
Oh, I'm in.
Is it that hot, really?
It's really hot, yeah. You have to try it. It's really hot. It's like boiling water, honestly. I thought it would have been like a jacuzzi type of hot. It's much worse. Now, obviously, because we have it for an hour, it will cool down the longer that we're in it. Okay. Now, already I'm in it and I'm sitting in it and I'm like, okay, it's not so bad now. I think it's the initial getting into it.
Is it roasting? Oh, I'm waiting for that period where you settle down. It's still roasting hot.
Oh my god.
Oh.
It is lovely though, isn't it?
It is, it's lovely. It is. It's absolutely gorgeous. I don't know if you can pick up that noise, the sound coming from underneath the ground, and then the nature comes through this big window. It's a lovely scent.
It's gorgeous. I've never experienced anything like this or had sort of this experience. It's really, really lovely.
I can definitely see why a lot of Japanese people use this.
I've been dying to do it since I heard about them. I'm like, we have to go to an onsen, and I can see why people rave on about them.
I think a definite trip in the snow in the winter to Japan is definitely it. I'm bloody talking, sat nav.
I put on my little pink dress.
I actually had my pink dress on as well, but I thought we just looked stupid if we walked around in the same dress. Oh no. Enclosed animals, I hate it. Okay, we're going for the full experience. You can get this scene on our OnlyFans.